Hey Tamers, and welcome to BT11. Hi, I recorded this whole video and it didn't get any of the audio, so I had to do it all over again. Anyway, it doesn't really matter. Here we are, BT11, and first deck I wanted to do was Ulforce because I have been waiting for this baby forever, and I've been playing Ulforce since BT2. Ulforce always had something missing. Like, he was missing something. He lacked protection. He lacked, just being a little more aggressive, where you just had to wait till it got set up. Anyway, he finally got it, and I do truly believe this is a tier 1 to 1.5 deck. It's not up there like Black War Greymon and or Mastimon, but it can give it a run for its money if you know how to play it. So let's get into this deck list. Right off the bat with the babies, we're actually running the new Wanyamon. Pretty good. This deck is very Tamer heavy, and when attacking, if you have a blue Tamer in play and you obviously you attack, you get to draw one. Straightforward. It helps you go through your deck and search for things, and it just helps it be much quicker. Moving on to rookies, we are running 3 of the starter deck 8 Vmons. You can Digivolve on top into an Ulforce if your opponent has a level 6 for a 4 cost. However, you're not really going to be doing that, mostly because if you do, it's going to end your turn. Unless you're able to gain memory or you have enough memory, you can do that. But the reason I'm playing this Vmon is, of course, it's a Vmon. And then the inherit, when attacking, if you have 7 or less cards in your hand, you can draw 1, and it's not once per turn. And since Ulforce unsuspends a lot, you'll be able to keep drawing until you reach more than 7 cards. So that Vmon is really nice. Up next, we got the EX1 Vmon. The inherit, when you unsuspend, gain 1 memory once per turn. Again, we're going to be unsuspending a lot here, and being able to gain memory is phenomenal because that Ulforce is a 4 cost, and the more ways you could get memory, the better. That way you could pull off some combos. And then last but not least is the new Vmon. I absolutely love this card. Yeah, so on top of being a searcher, it lets you get 1 blue Tamer and 1 card with Veedramon in its name. So talk about searching and then getting Tamers at the same time. The inherit is when you play a blue Tamer once per turn, you gain 1 memory. So there's another. So all of these, well, 8 of these allow you to get a memory at some point if you meet a condition. So that is it for the rookies there. Let's move on to the level 4s now. And starting off, we got the Veedramon from starter deck 8 as well. This one is really good, multiple reasons. One, it's a 4 cost to play, so if for some reason you're breaking, you're left at 1. If you drop a Veedramon and they have a memory set Tamer anyway, then they'll just end up at 3 anyway, and now you just have a champion on the board. I love playing this one because of the inherit. When attacking, if you have 8 or more cards in your hand, you can bounce one of your opponent's level 3 back to their hand. So this gets rid of Medokis, which Medokis is a hard counter for this deck because inherit is what gives you memory besides the Tamers. So keep that in mind. 4 of those, and then we are running 4 of the new Veedramon. This one, once per turn, when you play a blue, I was about to say a blue memory, a blue Tamer, you can draw 1. And then the inherit is the same as this Vmon here. So now if you have both of these as inherits, you'll be able to gain 1 memory for each of them. Therefore, you gain 2. So now that Ulforce would cost 2 because his 1 Digivolving effect, you can play a Tamer for free. We'll get into it. Then we are running 2 Leomons. Leomon in this deck is very good because, again, we are running so many Tamers, so that means he's always going to be a blocker. And then if he gets deleted, you're going to gain 2 memory, and then you're going to draw 1. So what happens a lot is if your opponent is really going to think about attacking you, because if you block and it gets deleted, now it's more than likely going to pass their turn, especially if they Digivolve. Another cool thing I like to do is I'll keep chipping damage. If he doesn't die, I'm just going to keep attacking. So I'm going to force my opponent to delete it, or it's going to get deleted, and now I gain the memory. Of course, you could kind of use that for a strategy where if they leave you at 1 and you do have the Leomon, and you want to Digivolve and still be your turn, you can go ahead and swing, draw, gain the 2 memory so long as he gets deleted. So Leomon is fantastic. The only reason I'm running 2 is because I am running 2 hybrids. Kumamon. I love Kumamon being able to strip something, and I understand you can't strip X anybody. However, there was an instance when I was playing a Black War Greymon, and I digivolved into Kumamon from my Tamer, and they had the black Greymon, the blocker that gives inherit blocker, and I was able to strip that. So now he wasn't able to block, and I was able to swing for game. So it can happen. More than likely, it's not, to be honest with you. You could use Lobomon if you prefer the 5000 DP, but I personally love Kumamon just being able to strip something. And that is it for the champions. We are running 10. They are a little high, but these, again, you kind of don't really count them because you can digivolve on top of Tamer. So if you're breaking with not getting a level 3, go ahead and digivolve into a Kumamon, and now you can build up your Ulforce if you need to. And now let's move on to the level 5s. Right off the bat, let's just start with the new UlforceVeedramon from BT11. This card is fantastic because it suspends itself. It suspends itself without having to attack. And that's what you want with the new Ulforce. We'll get into it, obviously. So by suspending this Digimon, right, you can reveal 3 cards from the top of your deck, and then you can get all blue Tamers. There is instances where you do get 3 Tamers, 2, but like 90% of the time you will at least get 1 because this is such a Tamer heavy deck. And then the inherit is better. When you attack, you can activate one of Rena's on-play abilities once per turn. So being able to get blocker and evade from the Rena that you played last turn just by attacking is insane. There we go. So 4 of those. And then to round it off, we're playing the beat starter deck 8 jamming UlforceVeedramon. Jamming's good. It's always good. But it's more for the inherit to add a little more aggression. Not to mention it is a target for all these searcher cards. And then his inherit, again, adding aggression. If you have 8 or more cards in your hand, you get security attack +1. And since you're always unsuspending, you can possibly OTK them. And it's very easy to do. So just 8 of the UlforceVeedramons. And now let's move into the level 6s. Level 6s, we're just running Ulforces, of course. I'm running 2 of the old ones from BT2. And I'll talk a little bit about the starter deck one when you digivolve. The reason I don't use that one is because it costs 4. And you're able to bounce to level 4, right? You're able to bounce to level 4 when you digivolve. And then if you have 8 or more cards in your hand, you can unsuspend once per turn. The reason I don't do that is because the new one does that and it's better. And this one will allow me to OTK if I need to. The other one is a 4 cost. So if I'm not gaining a memory somehow and I'm at 3, it's just going to pass my turn and I'm not going to be able to OTK. As opposed to with this one, if I'm at 3, I just digivolve, I'm at 0, and I could start chipping away. So that's why I prefer this one over the starter deck one. You could always use it, of course. And now for the other Ulforce, the tournament one, the one that came in the pack, the promo one, that one is very good. However, it is only very good if you're going to have a big stack in your trash. Because the only way that triggers is for every 3 that you pull back on top of your deck. And basically, if you have 6, you're only unsuspending twice. Now, I know what you're thinking, like, yeah, but that's enough. Yes and no, because you're not aggressive with swinging. You're not going to build up your trash a lot. So until we get cards that trash your opponent's deck or build up their trash. So for example, Guillemon down the line, or we're already having some cards where it says, if a Digimon doesn't get deleted, then trash 2 from your opponent's deck. Until we get more cards like that, then that card I think would be amazing to have. Again, it's still good to have, especially late game. So I would run 1. I wouldn't run more than 1 just because of that. I know that was a whole ramble, but there we go. This one, obviously, if you don't know what it does, when one of your blue Tamers becomes suspended, unsuspend this Digimon, and all the Tamers, for the most part, can suspend, therefore you always being to unsuspend yourself and attack. Your turn once per turn when this Digimon becomes unsuspended during your main phase, gain 1 memory. So now he would essentially cost 2. And then the big boy, my Blue Royal Knights, UlforceVeedramon BT11. Let me move it up a little bit. When digivolving, you may play 1 blue Tamer from your hand without paying for its cost. During your turn, when you play a blue Tamer, he can unsuspend. Then, if he unsuspends once per turn, you can bounce to level 3. Now, for every other Tamer that you have in play, you add 1 level to it. So if you have 2 Tamers, now you can bounce to level 5. If you have 3 Tamers, now you can bounce to level 6. It is very easy to do. We will talk about combos, but this card is just, it's awesome. I love it. That is what I have been waiting for. So there's the level 6s. We'll talk about combos, like I said. And let me just get through this deck list really quick. Moving on, I don't run any level 7s. I absolutely think you don't need to run any level 7s because you're into spending a lot, you're attacking a lot, you're able to kind of swing for game on your own as opposed to going for like Omni Blitz to do it. You can do it, but then I don't know. I don't see the space in it. You could probably run one. Moving on to Tamers, of course. Mind my proxies there. I don't know if you could really see it on the camera, but I got 2 proxies. Rena from BT11. Best Tamer you can play in this deck, hands down. I'm not going to tell you how you should play it, but my recommendation is you absolutely need 4. The reason you need 4 is because the loop triggers with her. It starts with her. And we'll talk about it. So on play, until the end of your opponent's turn, one of your Digimon with Veedramon or Veedramon in its name gain blocker and evade. Up next, all turns when one of your Digimon with Veedramon in its name becomes suspended, by suspending this Tamer, activate one of that Digimon's with Digivolving effect. And hello, we were just talking about it. When you Digivolve, you play a Tamer for free. Your turn, once per turn, when one of your blue Digimon becomes unsuspended, gain 1 memory. Let's just keep going. Up next, we're running 3 of the old Renas from BT2. I love this Rena because it does 2 things here. When you attack with the blue Digimon, you can suspend her, and now you'll give that Digimon 1000 DP, which is good because Black or Greymon, Mastemon, they're at 13,000 DP. Gaiomon is 13,000 DP. And if you're attacking with Ulforce, he's at 12. So being able to give yourself DP, being able to swing over those big bodies it's just going to help. So we're running 3. And again, well, the other thing too is when you on play, you reveal 3 cards, and you can add 1 card with V and its name among them to your hand and place the rest in the bottom. So another searcher card, and then being able to add DP to your big boy is nasty. And then up next, same thing. It's just a different Tamer. Tai costs 2, and then this one only triggers for Veedramons in their name. So champions and up in this sense. You can suspend it and then you'll trigger 1, or you could suspend it and give a Digimon 1000 DP for the turn. So again, even if you just have these 2, and the thing with these is, let's say I'm at 2 and I play it, you can suspend this Tai, you could suspend that Rena, you could suspend the other Rena the turn that you play it. There's no having to wait or anything like that. So keep that in mind. I love this Tai because sometimes I'm searching for the Ulforce and I really need it. And if I have a Veedramon already and I play it for 2, I'll just go ahead and suspend Tai. I'll draw, and now I get that Ulforce. And then if it's all set, you can gain that memory back to where it'll still be your turn. So Tai is really, really helpful. Up next, last but not least, is 2 Davises. Davis, searching, obviously, right? If you don't know what Davis does already, you play him, you reveal 3 cards, and you get 1 blue Digimon from that stack, 1 blue and green, but we only run blue here. And then he always sets your memory to 3. Can you run more Davises? Sure. I think he's fine at 2, just because, 1, he doesn't suspend, so he won't help the BT2 Ulforce. He's just a good blue Tamer, like overall, but he's not, how do I say it? You gain memory a lot from your inherits that you don't really need to always start at 3, if that makes sense, but it does help. And then another thing too is if they do have Mendoki Betamons, he's going to help you because no matter what, you're going to be at 3. So there's my deck list, and let's get into the loop. All right, for this scenario, we got an Arrow Veedramon. We're left at 1 memory. We don't have a memory set Tamer or any Tamers here. And again, we're just going to go ahead and activate his effect, so suspend him. And now we're going to reveal cards and possibly potentially add Tamers. And now here's the thing the reason you want this suspended is because then when you go ahead and Digivolve, you Digivolve for 4, you go to 3, you'll draw, and now you activate his when Digivolving effect, and now we're going to go ahead and play Rena. Now that a blue Tamer has been played, Ulforce unsuspends, and now you can trigger his other ability, which is to bounce something from the field. In this case, it'd be a level 4 because you do have one Tamer. Ideally, if it's a Madoki, you're going to miss out on the memory gaining when you Digivolve because you have to wait until you unsuspend. However, you will get a memory from Rina. So let's say it wasn't a Madoki. You gain 1 memory, you gain 1 for Veedramon and 1 for Veemon for playing a blue Tamer. You go back to 0, and now it's still your turn. So now you're going to go ahead and swing. And here we go. This is going to be the whole loop. So now we swing. We're going to suspend Rina because one of my Digimon got suspended, and now we can trigger his when Digivolving. And now there we go. And now we're going to play another Rina. Play another Rina, triggers his other effect. He's going to unsuspend. You're going to gain another memory from the Rina that you just played. Now you're at 1. And now if you didn't bounce anything back that time, now you can bounce a level 5, 3, 4, 5. If you know they have a level 5, you swing again, and here we go. You suspend the Rina, and now you just keep going. This is my proxy. So, and now we're gonna unsuspend, gain another memory. You're at 2. So you get where I'm going with this. You'll swing, suspend, activate his one Digivolving, play the Rina, unsuspend. So now here, when you run out of Rinas, you can still swing. You can activate the last Rina. And now you can just, I like to play the Davis then and there, just because he's going to get played for free. He's going to unsuspend my Ulforce, and I'm going to be able to search if I need to, start building my stack down in the breeding area. And then that way now I'm not going to get memory choked when it's my turn again. And Ulforce is going to have blocker and evade. A good thing too is, let's say there was a Veemon here this whole time. When you attack with this Ulforce, let's say you only had like 2 Rinas, you can activate the one attacking of Arrow Veedramon. You can, activating the on play from the Rina. Now you're going to give this Veemon blocker and evade. So if you want it to be really stingy and keep attacking your opponent and leave your Ulforce unsuspended when it's their turn and they try attacking it, this Veemon can protect it by blocking because now he is a blocker until the end of your opponent's turn. There we go. That is the Ulforce loop, and I absolutely love this deck. If you guys want to see Mastimon, Machinedramon, Tyrannomon, Mirage Galgomon, I'm having a brain fart, Black War Greymon, even though there's like hundreds of videos on it already. But if you guys want to see all those deck lists, Galacticmon, that's a good one that I'm going to work on. Make sure you're subscribed and hit that bell so you are notified when I put them up, and I will see you guys then.